Hey, I'm Nate.
And this is James.
And we're from New England Gamer, here to give you a look at Dead Island Riptide. Dead Island Riptide is the latest zombie horror survival apocalypse game to be developed by Techland, published by Deep Silver, and distributed by Square Enix. It is also a direct sequel to the original Dead Island.
The game picks up right where you last left off as you land on a military freighter and are immediately dropped into chaos as the ship runs aground on the island of Palanoi. The voice acting in the beginning of the game is pretty bad, like something you'd see out of a B-list horror movie, but towards the middle of the game they seem to get their foot in the door with some fairly decent voice acting. Where the cutscenes lack any real depth, you can find recording and diary collectibles which dive deeper into the story, much like games like BioShock do with their recordings, which seem to promote more emotion than the actual cutscenes in the game.
The gameplay is just as fun as the original while upping the difficulty of the game and adding 4 new types of zombies. The game also adds a new leveling system for each fighting style in addition to the character leveling from the previous game.
Though Dead Island Riptide is not as graphically stunning as, let's say, Battlefield 3, it still holds its own and slightly improves on the graphics from the previous Dead Island game.
So what did we like about the game? Being able to play with your friends is always a plus, and the co-op was greatly improved with new spotting features. Not to mention pretty much everything they added was absolutely fantastic, including a new playable character, changing weather, and advancements to the skill tree.
Speaking of inclement weather, when it rains, it pours. Though Riptide adds new features to the game, it fails to address most of the old issues that plagued the original Dead Island. As stated earlier, the dialogue and voice acting isn't all that great. Riptide is also littered with areas that seem to be copied and pasted from the original game.
And then there's the infuriating. I personally had my game freeze over and over again, but it would only happen on one mission and only when James and I were playing together in co-op. When I looked to remedy the situation, I found that many other players were having a similar problem with another mission while in single player. There are also certain areas that will instantly respawn infected after you've killed them. However, I must commend Techland on their ability to fit what seems like thousands of zombies into a single building. Overall, Dead Island Riptide improves over the original in many respects, but fails to even address even more problems.
For that reason, we're giving Dead Island Riptide a 78. It's still loads of fun to play, but it falls just a couple points shy of being great.
If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe.
For the Blue Collar Gamer everywhere, I'm James.
And I'm Nate, and this is NewEnglandGamer.com.
Here, take this. Please, you can have it. I have to go find my family now. Thank you.
Sure you do.